What's up, YouTube? Timmons here. Now, last year, one of the greatest news to come out of the movie business was announced, and that was a sequel to Spaceballs is coming. Although, Mel Brooks isn't returning to direct, instead it's going to be from the same director of the movie Strays, Josh Greenbaum, who was also just chosen to direct the upcoming Care Bears movie. He's set to direct. Well, now we still don't know who's going to be coming back. We don't really know if it'll be so cool they get Rick Moranis come back. But looks like it was made today that one star is returning, and that's the original director himself, Mel Brooks. Although he obviously isn't come back to direct, he is returning as his character from Spaceballs. This comes from Deadline saying that Mel Brooks will reprise his role as Yogurt in Amazon's upcoming new Spaceballs movie. Brooks, who directed and starred in the original film, has already been set to produce, pairing Star Wars Jedi Master Yoda. His character Yogurt is an alien who, of course, in the original served as a mentor to the protagonist Lone Star, played by Bill Pullman. Who knows if he's come back? Described by those who have not yet read the script as a non-prequel, non-reboot sequel, part two that, but with reboots elements, franchise expansion. And this one makes me happy. It will be released in theaters in 2027, so this is not going to go straight to Amazon. This is actually going to get a theatrical release, so that there makes me happy to say. Plot details are being kept under wraps, but Josh Gad is expected to star and produce alongside Imagine Entertainment. Now, of course, released in 1987, Spaceballs is the iconic stand-up of the sci-fi genre, which of course was a parody of the Star Wars franchise, and revolves around evil Dark Helmet, played by the great Rick Moranis, and President Screw, played by Mel Brooks, who attempts to steal the atmosphere of the peaceful planet Judalia, only to be thwarted by the hero Lone Star, played by Pullman, the sidekick Roth, played by John Candy. Sadly, he won't be returning. And the Jewish princess Vespa, played by Daphne Zugina. I wonder if Daphne will return. I haven't seen Daphne is pretty much an actress. I think she kind of retired or whatever. Now, of course, other cast members who appeared included Joan Rivers, Dick Van Patten. The original, if you guys never seen the original Spaceballs, do yourself a favor, give it a go. I mean, it's a comic classic. Again, I'm really holding out hopes maybe they get Rick Moranis come back. I mean, technically he did reprise his... You might not notice, but Rick Moranis technically did reprise his role as Dark Helmet in recent years. He actually reprised his role as Dark Helmet in I think it was an AT&T commercial or something like that. And if you guys remember the episode, there was an episode of The Goldbergs that also featured Dark Helmet. And while I don't think it was Dark Helmet and Rick Moranis in costume or whatever, it was actually his voice, Rick Moranis' voice out of Dark Helmet, which, The Goldbergs that's one reason why that show was one of my favorite shows of the 2010s. Stuff like that, And Rick Moranis was supposed to be in talks to star with Josh Gad in a reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Who knows if that's ever going to happen? And man, it will be so... Mel Brooks being added, awesome. It will make me even more happier if I open up a line and they announce that Rick Moranis is coming back. That will be the icing on the cake. Whether it happens, who knows? But hey, at least we got Mel Brooks come back. Obviously, we'll most likely get some new additions here and there. I think a Spaceballs sequel today is perfect. You could go ahead and make fun at poke fun at the prequels. You could poke fun at the Disney Plus shows like Andor. It will be so cool somehow they actually get Diego Luna to appear in this. Maybe not as Andor, because I guess that will be a right issue, but a parody of Andor, obviously. So, I don't know. What they're planning to do with this will be super awesome. But yeah, I could totally see them poke fun at like maybe Clone Wars. I could easily see them poke fun at, let's say, the aforementioned Andor, Mandalorian. Maybe they could poke fun at the Acolyte. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff they could do with a new Space Wars today. Then they could have done back then. I know people are like complaining, being like, "Oh, we don't need a new Space Wars. No Mel Brooks, no space." I'm sorry. I think a Space Wars reboot sequel. I don't know if it's gonna be a sequel, reboot, or whatever. Uh, I think that's actually a new Spaceballs today is perfect more than any time. So yeah, I think we definitely need a new Spaceballs. But anyway, let me ask you guys, what are your thoughts on Mel Brooks officially returning back for the new Spaceballs? Were you ever a fan of Spaceballs? Are you happy that Mel Brooks is coming back? Maybe not as director, but at least reprising his yoga role. And what's like Star Wars content are you hoping they poke fun at? Are you hoping they poke fun at the prequels? They need to have a Jar Jar Binks parody. How cool would it be if they actually get what's his name, Ahmad Best in this, and poke fun at his Jar Jar character? I mean, because if you guys know, even like the original Space Wars had a cameo by, because they didn't only poke fun at what you call it. They didn't only poke fun at, let's say, Star Wars. They poked fun at other stuff. One of which they also did poke fun at Alien, and they did have a little cameo by John Hurt. So they're no stranger when it comes to getting like an original actor they're pairing having a cameo. So it will be cool somehow. Maybe like they get Ahmad Best to play like a parody version of Jar Jar Binks or whatever. But anyway, as I was saying, were you ever a fan of Spaceballs? Are you even interested in seeing a new Spaceballs here? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is him.